Hello, Mooiste Meisies! Today is going to be part 2 of our color matching series, and what we are going to do today is I am going to show you on a white skin model how to do color matching. So it's basically going to be same but different. Today we are going to have a look at undertones, like you should always do when a client books a consultation, but it is important to have a look at your undertones and also know your products. It is also important to remember to ask background on your client, what they've been using before Mooiste Meisie, do they follow a skincare routine, do they do skin prep, skin type, so you know straight off the bat when you do your color match and your free consultation, you would know what products to test and what products to give your client so she can be a happy Mooiste Meisie. So we are just going to get into that and let's do it. So we have beautiful Gia with us today, and straight off the bat I can see she is going to be ivory or fair because she is quite pale. So we need to get the swatches going so we can see what will be the perfect match. And like I mentioned in the previous video, we are going to do 2 solid blocks to see the undertone and what it looks like, take it off, and then we're going to give her the full effect. So first we are going to grab the shade Fair, and when you put a decent amount of product on, you can really see the undertone and if it's going to work with your client. When you use less product, it's going to be way difficult to determine what shade will look best. So this is going to be Fair, and we are going to do a side-by-side comparison with the shade Ivory, and then we will know what the right match would be. Next up, we are going to grab the shade Ivory, and now we can already see what the perfect match is going to be by swatching these two side to side, and already you can see Fair has set a little bit darker. So today we are going to go with Ivory. So you can see when you swatch it this way, you can get a nice effect on what the foundation is going to look like on the skin. And remember, you want to do it as close as you can to the jaw so you can see if the shade will match well with the neck. Okay, so Ivory is the shade we went with because we cannot go lighter. It will just be too pale for Gia. So what we are going to do, because Ivory is looking quite yellow, it is very important to always take the product down in the neck so it fades very subtly, and then we are just going to neutralize the yellow undertone of Ivory with vanilla icing. So that is going to then give us the perfect match. I'm quickly going to apply the powder on this side so we can just compare, and then we are going to do the rest of her face. But you see why this is important. We never want the client to look like they are wearing a mask. We want it to be even and fade gradually into the neck. So that is why the leftovers on the little beauty blender you will use and just drag down in the neck area. So you will see with the vanilla icing being a white powder, this is just going to tone that yellow undertone down a bit, and we are going to have her looking flawless. Also remember, when you apply powder on a client, it is best to press the powder into the skin and not wipe it all over, because this way you set the foundation into place. And you can also just take a teeny tiny bit and go down in the neck so you know this will not rub off, and we can also just work the powder and the foundation in together to make it look more natural. But this is what the vanilla icing powder will do to Ivory, and we are getting closer and closer to Gia's skin tone. So this is the final product. I'm going to ask Gia to turn her head and to turn her face this way, and you can see ultimately we have a perfect match. So remember, when Ivory seems a little bit too yellow, you can always tone it down with your vanilla icing powder, and then you will just get this beautiful and flawless skin. So remember, it's very important to know your undertones when it comes to lighter skin, because then you know how to downtone if it looks yellow without going too pale with your foundation. Let's quickly zoom you in to show you this beautiful look. There we have it. Our beautiful model Gia makes the products look absolutely amazing, and this is in shade Ivory with our serum foundation and vanilla icing powder. So this is where you can get creative, and you should know what to do when you've got that slight difference between your foundation and your client's skin tone. So what we will do is tone down with a powder, or like yesterday's tutorial, we put color back with a different powder. So don't be afraid to play around with all your different products and really know your undertones, because with a simple powder you can get a beautiful finish. So I will see you again in next week's video. And thank you, Gia, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Mooiste Meisie's mooi. Bye.